I pay directly to my ex-spouse. Um, another one is, like you mentioned earlier, you had a question about canceling. And there's a visitation tracker we would like to add that basically tracks how many cancellations, how many hours each parent has, makeup dates, and all the difficult parts of visitation. The holiday schedules, and mix that information in there. We also want to add a document library or a documentation portion where you can put your divorce decree up, or we each have our copy. My ex-spouse and I each have a copy of our divorce decree, but why not share it and put it online so we can both see it? Again, it would be secure and private. Find a halfway point on pickups and drop-offs with integrate Google Maps, where if you do have someone else in your divorce net group, like a grandparent, they would be able to have directions to the drop-off point if they ever have to pick up the children or go to the exchange. Some fun ones, a divorce dating service. We all know going through a divorce, it's probably the last thing initially that we're even thinking about, but at some point you want to start dating. And I know from my own experience it was very important to me to find someone that has also been through a divorce. I think the divorce process, you figure out a lot of what your needs are and what your wants are, and I know someone going through that has done that self-reflection and kind of knows what you're going through. And also I think that person knows how difficult a marriage can be and how much work it takes sometimes to make a marriage work. So just basically find someone that has that understanding. And
if I could jump in too, also with our idea for a future dating component, I think it's important because when I went through my divorce, it took a long time to reach that point where I was ready to look for a companion again. And when I finally was ready, as Jack said, he wanted to make sure he met someone that had gone through a divorce. I wanted to make sure that I met someone that already had children, so that I could be sure they would understand that my children were my priority and that my devotion is always to them first, and sort of have the same goals and same outlook on the future as I did, which was to put my children first and raise my family in a loving household. And so that was important. And I think that if we had some sort of service that was through notbaggage.com, we could ensure that our users were meeting the type of people that they're really looking to meet. Why waste time? Life is short. So.
Yeah, thank you.
On these on the features that you currently have and on the future features, will you be able to print from the screen to keep a copy in your file? Would that be possible?
Yeah, it's a web-based app, so you can print anything as long as Internet Explorer. As far as we don't have like a print-friendly, that's a great idea. I'll write that down, a print-friendly version. We were actually talking at one point to generate income to have the ability to order a printed notebook and certified by notbaggage.com, but we've kind of gone away from that. Maybe that might be a future too, because these notebooks could be used maybe in a court setting at some point, or even the child support tracking documents if they're certified by notbaggage.com. And we're currently looking into working with the courts and just telling about this new product.
Well, I think that will help people if they come back on a modification for either visitation or child support. Having a service like this would definitely be beneficial to them and help facilitate a greater increase for their visitation and potentially even a decrease in the child support.
Right, that's a great point.
Right. I was just going to mention, too, we also have an articles section, which we have a couple of authors that are repeat authors on there right now, and we plan to expand our library of articles. But we really want to offer support to our users, and very important to us is to get their feedback, and we plan to add a feature where they can at least write in and make suggestions for articles of interest to them, and we can address those. And I think that the articles, in addition to the actual tools that we have and the features that help you communicate, it just gives parents a sort of an overall package to help them move through the process in an easier way.
What about a future dealing with if someone wanted to talk to a counselor or a psychologist or do some type of therapy? Would there be maybe a recommendation on who to contact? I don't know if you have to do that jurisdictionally or just in general, but another avenue for someone to reach out to.
Absolutely. I think that we hope to network and do some research and be able to point people in the right direction. That's certainly something that we've talked about. We have not, as of yet, compiled a list and added that as a feature, but I certainly think it's very important to do. And I know that our site is for parents that are already functioning and handling their divorce, but maybe just need to take the edge off and get organized. We also realize there are couples that do need the help of a professional or some further guidance, and I think we both agree that that would be a very important feature to add, and we've discussed it, and hopefully we will do exactly that at some point in the near future.
And your site is set to release on October 16th of this year, correct?
That's correct.
Correct.
And people can go on that now and see what it looks like, or do they have to wait till October 16th?
They have to wait. Basically, there's a splash screen up now that allows you to add a bookmark. Tells you to check back on October 16th. We do have a LinkedIn group, notbaggage.com, that we've had a lot of interest in. People have been adding to that. We have a Facebook group. We try to keep everyone apprised of where we are. We do have forums, notbaggage.net, to ask questions about the site. And you can reach us by email at info@notbaggage.com. info@notbaggage.com. Anytime with any questions or anything or any suggestions.
And I think it's important for us to note, too, that for any of our potential listeners out there who may eventually be users upon its release, that we really, really want our site to be directed by the user community. And we really want their feedback, and we really do plan to listen and to implement based upon the need of our users. So we're hoping eventually that they can vote on certain things, on certain items that are important to them, and be a very important integral part of the process of the development of notbaggage.com throughout its future.
Well, unfortunately, we are out of time, but just real quick, what is the email that they could, the email address that they can write to if they have any questions?
It's info@notbaggage.com.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time and speaking with us today, and hopefully we can do a follow-up once your site is released and up and running. And to our users, you can access the link on this site on our website, DazDivorce.com. Also on our site, DazDivorce.com, we have Ask a Lawyer questions, and we also have our past and upcoming podcasts that will be broadcast. That's on DazDivorce.com. We're continuously updating our site with new features as well. Again, thank you for your time, and look forward to talking to you again.
And thank you very much for this opportunity. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.